I survived for over 500 days by building a huge civilization in Minecraft using MineColonies mode. This mode allows you to construct magnificent buildings and welcome active citizens, miners, lumberjacks, builders, or even soldiers. Each contributes to the defense and growth of the city. Today I'm gonna tell you the story of a deserted plain that gradually evolves into a living, organized, and prosperous colony. So sit back and follow me on this adventure, where every decision will shape the future of an incredible colony. So, this is the new world in which I'm gonna build my colony, and I can't wait to explore and discover it. But I'm obviously gonna start at the beginning by breaking my first logs that I will use to build my first item, a magnificent crafting table. And I'll take the opportunity to build my first pickaxe that will allow me to collect my first stones. And without realizing it, I already come out with 50 stones, enough to build a whole collection of much better quality tools. I now have all stone tools, a crafting table, and a furnace. Now all I need is a little bit of food, and what better way than to find sheep and collect wool to make something to sleep in. I'm always impressed by how quickly the first day goes by when you start an adventure, and I think I have an excellent spawn because I can see in the distance what looks like a huge biome. Okay, let's not waste time because the sun has already set. I need to quickly craft a bed to sleep under the stars. And it looks like I found my first cave, in which I hope to find coal to cook my meat. No coal inside, but I take the iron. Perfect, I can see some coal over there in the distance. By the way, I hadn't planned to catching fire while fighting. I'm also gonna try to avoid dying to a creeper right from the start. Please give me some cooked food, and what a pleasure it is to eat. Now that I am full, I can use the 4 irons I collected, which will help me to build a shield and a magnificent iron pickaxe. That's enough to make me feel comfortable in the idea of exploring this first cavern, which contains mostly copper from what I can see. Hopefully not just copper, iron too. And how many monsters are there in this cave? I have to admit that I'm quite satisfied with this first exploration. I already have some basic resources for construction that will be useful to me. I also killed a lot of monsters in the cave, which allows me to have a lot of monsters resources as well. And I also have 2 stacks of coal, 1 stack of iron, and a little bit of copper. And I think I'm gonna trick myself a little by crafting some iron armor. Well, I will collect my few items to quickly go exploring again. And then I like to quickly head back north because I think I saw a bottle here. Actually, I'm not crazy. It's nice and I hope it contains incredible treasures. First chest with, well, a treasure map, that's right on topic. And another chest with quite a bit of food. So, treasure, where is it you are hiding? My last treasure hunt was quite a while ago, so it should be around here, and now all is left to do is dig to find it. If I'm not mistaken, chests always appear in the center of the chunk. And what does it have in store for me? A nice treasure with many resources. While I am at it, I also spotted a portal ruin with some gold in the chest. Speaking of gold, I don't want to deprive myself by collecting this magnificent block. And that's it for the initial resource harvest. I think I have everything I need to start my colony, although I don't know the mod at all. The only thing I know is that I have to start by making a camp. From what I understand, there's one that shapes like a wagon, which can be easily crafted with chests. And there's a second one that shapes like a boat. I like the idea of making the wagon. I just need to gather a little bit of food so I can make the chests. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chests give me the wagon. And what happens if I click on my wagon? A large message pops up. Use these supplies to assemble a supply camp to serve as the foundation for your own colony. You shall find a salvaged stone hole block and build tool to lay the groundworks of the new colony. Founding a colony demands resilience. Beyond the basic necessities of shelter, sustenance and healing, lies the imperative to fortify against the looming threats of piracy and barbarism. Yet, should you endure these trials, the potential for growth knows no bounds. From artisans to scholars, miners to alchemists, your settlement holds the promise of evolving into a self-sustaining bastion of prosperity and knowledge. Make sure to find a flat, open area large enough for the camp's layout to place it. There it is, I finally found the place where I'm gonna settle. Between you and me, I find it crazy. I explored many biomes and finally found myself next to the spawn. And I chose this place because the mod specifically stated that I had to find a flat and open area. And that's exactly what I have here. I even have small hills over there. They're large and not too stiff. I have to say that after building several bases on top of mountains in my previous survivals, I was a little fed up with having to go up and down them. Now I have to choose the architectural style of my colony. There are many styles and I have to choose carefully because beyond the architectural aspects, I also have to gather the resources needed to build the style in question, which is why I chose the medieval oak style. Honestly, the castle looks great and it suits me just fine because it says you have to be near a river and a forest, and it is exactly what I have here next to my base. I also have all the animals I need around me: chickens to the north, cows in the center, to the west there are sheep, cows again to the south, and to the east there are chicken, pigs and even horses. Oh baby cow, if that's not a sign, I don't know what it is. Well, now how do I set my camp in the middle of my fellow creatures? I just clicked on the camp and a schematic appeared. From what I can see, it consists of a trailer and a tent on the back. I can move it using the controls here on the right and even make it turn on itself. That's pretty cool. Down on the left I have a list of resources and it looks like it's mostly complete. So it looks like the first building is free. And if I press the green button, oh, it pops up. Welcome to MineColonies. Now that you have your supplies, what about finding a nice location to place your town center and start your colony? First of all, I'm curious to see what's in this camp. If I start with the tent, there's a crafting table, a bed and a barrel in the back. And in the barrel there's a little bit of paper, but most importantly a town center and a build tool. And if I go here to the back of the trailer, several barrels filled with quite a lot of resources. In the chest there are all the stone tools, but I won't need them. And I gathered all the resources that were in the other chests here. So there is quite a bit of food, bread, potatoes and carrots, but also some building blocks like wood, stone and cobblestone, and also some water. And the sight of all this food makes me think that building a field is not a bad idea. I'm gonna make some space next to my tent. Well, maybe I saw things a bit too big, but at least I was able to plant all the resources I have, as well as some sugarcane on the side. Looks great. So now I have a ton old block in my hand, and if I click on it, it looks like it's searching. Oh wait, I'm being attacked! Isn't that a witch? How did I manage to kill her without even losing a heart? Witches are not so strong after all. I have the impression that this block gives a list of town halls for each type of civilization. And if I click on the construction tool, it opens a menu with a lot of categories at the bottom, such as agriculture, decorations, education, military, and walls. And if I click on basics, I have several constructions that appear, including the town hall on the bottom left, a central administration for colony management. Stop, let me read it. And so if I click on it, I have two choices. Okay, looks like I have a large building that appears. I've moved it a little further away so I can see it as a whole, and now I'm confused because there are several levels on the left. And what if I click on level 2? The building evolves. Level 3 has a magnificent red roof. Level 4 has a lot more stone than before, and level 5 is huge with a nice tower. But let's talk about this architectural style. It's just too beautiful. I think I will only be able to build level 1, but on the other end, previewing level 5 is good. It shows how much space the building takes up, so that I can position it properly in the city. So if I look up a little, I can see that all the hills around me make a circle around this plate. I'm thinking it might be nice to have a central square just in front of the town hall with buildings around it. With that in mind, I shall place the town hall here facing the lake, with an esplanade in front. Let's put it where I want it, and I think this place isn't bad at all. So if I go back to level 1, it doesn't change position, so I should be able to beat it now. Okay, so it didn't appear this time. I guess the next step is to open the book. I settlement appears in front of me and I have to sign it. I need to come up with a name for my city and I'm thinking of calling it Bovidum. By signing this settlement, I found my colony and I have what appears to be the main menu for managing the city. But before I look at the menu in more detail, I have my first 4 citizens who have already arrived: Kyler, Adeline, Murray, and Myler. There is also a boundary that has appeared around my city center. I guess this represents the final size of the building. In any case, it doesn't stop my citizens from going out and looking around. They seem to be already living their lives. So if I continue exploring the menu, I have 3 options on the left here. The first one is construction, which seems to list all the material needed to build my town hall. And then I could have a map of the city. For that, I have to put a Minecraft map in the inventory of the build. It seems like buildings have inventories, as well as a menu to hire mercenaries to protect my city. However, it won't be free. Apparently, the next step is to create a flag for my colony, so I spent a lot of time designing it. I ended up finding a pattern that looks like this. It looks pretty medieval and I like the colors. I'll go with that. Then I have an information tab. It seems to be a journal since I have all the important information here, namely the spawns of my different citizens here. A permission tab here, but I'm the only one running the city. A tab on citizens with their overall happiness here on the left, and information directly about my citizens on the right. Then a statistics tab with the number of citizens here, the number of children, unemployed, and finally an alliance tab. And so if I click on my citizens, what happened? I have a menu that opens here with all the characteristics, their requests, their inventory, and their happiness. By the way, here we see that Myler is not so happy, and a family tree with the parents, partners, siblings, and children. That looks promising. And I also noticed that Myler here has a quest for me. I just spoke with Myler. He told me to build a builder's hut, and I just noticed that a huge boundary appeared around my base when I picked up my tool. I guess it must be the size of my city. And the problem is that I can't build it. The game tells me that I need to have the corresponding block in my inventory. Well, I just looked at the crafting list, and it is possible to build a block for the builder's hut. Great, now I have to place it. This time the building is highlighted in blue, and I can place it. And what's really cool is that I can see the 2 buildings in their final forms, one next to the other, very convenient for placing them. This layout suits me well. I need the buildings to be close enough in their final states, so that it creates narrow streets like those we had in the Middle Ages. This is already a construction site. Alright, I'm gonna go back and talk to Myler. Myler told me that I did the right thing by placing my builder's hut, and then gave me a quest log. Oh no, Mary got killed by the zombie. That's very sad. She won't even survive until episode 2. But on the other end, she has already been replaced by Juliana. Well, RIP Mary. And I have a new quest from Kyler. Kyler explains to me that I now have to click on the hut block to be able to assign a builder and give him the necessary resources. Come on, really? I already had 1 death last night. I don't want to get a second death and I need to protect my colony. So let's see what it looks like. Okay, so I can already see that the assigned builder is Myler, and once again the list of resources that I need to build the building. So I asked Myler to start the building and he shows up right away. I can see in the chat that he tells me he has taken his position and he doesn't want to work. I'm gonna ask him why. He tells me he needs a shovel so that he can terraform the land. So I'm gonna give him mine, and he clearly knows how to put it to good use. He's performing everything for me. How satisfying it is to have someone building for me. And I guess it's time to go to bed since he stopped working, and I really need to get them some beds too. While Myler is working, I have a list of resources I'm gonna have to gather for him. Myler clearly shows me that he's not able to work without logs. Actually, neither do I, and I need to collect a stack of them. And now that I'm thinking about it, why am I breaking these logs? I did get a stack directly from the camp. Oh great, there are even 2 stacks. I quickly checked upon my chests and was able to gather almost all the resources. After all, I overall needed some blocks of dirt, stairs and slabs of cobblestone, a crafting table, and quite a few variations of oak wood. The blocks I'm missing are framed oak blocks, and when I click on them, I see I can craft them using a architect's cutter, and the craft is made with logs, stone slabs and some iron. So how does this cutter work? In this tool there are several groups on the top. For example, I can make roofs, pillars, lights and even timber frames. Then I have to specify the main material of the block at the bottom and the material of the frame at the top. And I get the 11 blocks I wanted. And I now have all the materials and can give them to Myler. Here is a gift for you. With all that you should be able to build building. And there he starts building. Myler has outdone himself. He has completed the first building of my civilization. However, I don't know what he's doing on the roof. He must be watching the sunset. So let's visit this first building right away. Well, there's the living room here with the building's block and the start of a staircase. Maybe there will be a cellar in the next improvement of the building. In any case, it looks nice and it's great to have the first building of my city. And I'm gonna tell Kyler about it right away. He congratulated me on this first achievement and gave me 32 cobblestone as a reward, and I see that I now have 2 more quests available, one by Myler and one by Kyler, who will get killed if I don't protect him. That's fine, Kyler is regenerating fast. I'm super curious to know what his quests are. The sun rises over Bovidom for a brand new day in the city. A city that now has 4 villagers, and 3 of them are chatting here, just in front of the town hall. Or at least the town hall block, because the building isn't built yet. So I have a choice between 2 quests, and I think I'll start with Myler because he's builder. So Myler asks me to bring him a scroll of resources. I don't know what it is, but I assume it can be crafted. Indeed, I'm gonna need 2 leathers and 6 sticks. Unfortunately, I don't have any leather in stock, but with all the cows around me, I should be able to find 1 or 2 that will accept to be transformed into a scroll. It might also be a good idea to make some pens. Let's see if there are any buildings that allow me to do it directly in MineColonies. And that's it, I have 4 leathers. Leathers, sticks, there you go. Let's now give this magnificent scroll to Myler. He gave me the scroll back and told me that I can activate it by clicking here on the block in the hut. From what I understand, this scroll will allow me to see the list of resources needed by Myler so he can build my building. By the way, I see that he still wants to talk to me. Myler would like to have a house to live in. Looks like he doesn't want to live in his builder's hut. And I see that Adeline also wants to talk to me, and she would also like a house to live in. I think it's clear I'm gonna have to build a house for them. By the way, is 1 house enough for all my inhabitants? While I'm at it, I'm also gonna talk to Kyler. He has a quest and it might also be related to his housing needs. I did well to talk to him. He told me exactly the same thing. He would like to have a roof over him, and he told me straight up that I can build a tavern to get several beds. It will also allow me to house my citizens at night and protect them from outside dangers. And to craft the associated block, I need a barrel with planks. So I'll take my building tool again. I think placing it here on the left of the town hall is a good idea, since it starts to mark out the central square. Level 1, build. However, it's right in the hill. The building is so deeply buried that I don't even know where the block is. I'll try to find it, so I can at least get the list of items I need to provide. Normally, the block should be at the top right. I am definitely having a hard time finding finding the tavern block. Yay, there it is! Build options, I need quite a few resources, but once again, these are pretty basics. I can see that Myler is getting the list of materials over there, and now if I look at my scroll, perfect, the resources appear, and Myler just started to terraform. That's good, and I'm taking the opportunity to give you my stock of tools, because I think you'll use them quickly. It's crazy, there's one working behind me, and in the meantime, the other 3 are watching. Anyway, I'm gonna go and gather the resources needed to build a tavern, but also those for the town hall. I think it could be smart to build the main building of the city, and I will start with wood. I need 250 logs for the buildings, and that's not counting the planks. Honestly, I'm gonna do a little favor. I'm going to go straight to crafting the tools I need out of iron. Otherwise, I will never make it. I think I replant the trees as I cut them down, because otherwise I'm gonna quickly run out of forests around my base. And look who's visiting me. There you go, get out of my city. And I'm gonna end up making a collection of banners. I can see that they're attacking me. I don't mind, but I hope they won't attack my citizens, because they don't have any shelter yet. Luckily, the tavern is under construction. My 2 iron axes got through, but it was worth it when I see the 9 stacks of woods I collected. On the other end, I can clearly see that I cut down a huge part of the forest. I'm really going to replant some trees now. Oh, rainbow! It looks like it's starting to grow right at the colony. I need to replant the trees I cut down, otherwise the resources will disappear. That should do the trick. And what a nice surprise to find the fields fully grown when I get back. Food, food, food. In my opinion, I will have to feed the entire population. And you go away, I don't want to see you around here. And without realizing it, I already have quite a bit of food. And I think putting some potatoes to cook isn't such a bad idea. So how is Myler doing with his terraforming? Wow, looks like it's almost over. That's nice, Myler, you made good progress. What is cool is that I will be able to directly get the dirt and the cobblestone he gathered from his inventory. Saving myself a mining session suits me well. By the way, I have 2 very strange objects in my hands. In red, that's an onion, and in white, a garlic. I have the impression that I can get them by breaking blocks around me. I have to ask a farmer to plant it for me. I will keep it nice and warm for now, and I will craft the items needed to build a tavern. Is it me, or is Myler keeping to dig deeper and deeper? Is he ever going to stop? Right, he tells me that he wants to get a house. Well, Myler, it's exactly what you're building now. So while he digs down to the center of the earth, I will be able to craft all the wood materials I need. And I now have 40 baked potatoes. Nice! A few crafts later, here I am with a nice stock of oak-based materials. I have a good amount of logs, planks, frame planks, stairs and slab. And I also crafted some fences. I also used logs to make oak wood, and in the top right you can see that I also have pressure plates, trapdoors and doors. The tavern is a big building, but I still crafted more than I need to make a stock and get ahead, especially for the town hall. And what is really cool about the scroll is that it tells me right away where I am with the materials. The blocks in black are the blocks that are already in Myler's inventory. The ones in green are those that are in my own inventory. I will have to give them to Myler later. And the ones in red are the blocks that I'm missing. Actually, I'm not missing much, and I should be able to find andesite in the cave. There you go, perfect. And that's good because there is also gravel, and I need that to make coarse dirt. Half gravel and half dirt make coarse dirt. Next, I'm crafting a shed to get some wool. I can't see any sheep around me, and I need 12 wools to make 4 beds. And that's it for the 4 beds. So I don't have much space left in my inventory, and now I only have 3 barrels left to craft, including brand new ones added by the mod. And the crafts are pretty simple. All I need to do here is make 1 column of planks with 2 columns of steel sticks, which gives me standing barrel. And now the same thing but horizontally to get laying barrel. And finally I will finish with classic barrels. And thanks to that I now have all the materials I need. And now all I have to do is give all of it to Miner, who is waiting in his hut because he doesn't have any material to build. So if I go to the hut block and I go to the category of required resources, I can press the little arrows here, which should gradually take the resources from my inventory and add it to Miner's inventory. Indeed, I only have now the surplus in my inventory. Everyone's off to bed and I suggest we watch Miner building the tavern in a time lapse. This tavern is really nice. From what I can see, there's a basement and a upper floor, and I will start the tour in the basement. It looks like this is the main room of the tavern. Adeline and Kyler are already making themselves at home. Is it just me or is something going on between them? Well, looks like I just got them out. So here on the left is a bar with quite a few barrels. What is great is that the citizens shouldn't get too thirsty, and it now looks like it's night time because they're all going upstairs to sleep. Oh, so cute, there's Myler snoring in his bed. And in the other room I have Adeline and Kyler sleeping together. Maybe they think I didn't see them, but I think it's official, I have my first couple in the colony. Well, I will let them sleep now. And now if I go back to the basement, I can see that two inhabitants just arrived. They seem to want to chat, and I'm curious to know what they have to say to me. Ashton tells me that he's not so fan of this place, but it is all he has fun for now, and he would be happy to join the civilization for 5 cakes. And there's a skeleton beating up the newcomers. Oh, and they're fighting back, that's cool. And oh my gosh, I would have been disgusted to lose my tavern right now. Well, this is a real mess here. There are new citizens everywhere. These characters are actually travelers from all around the world who are relaxing here, and they all say they would like to join my colony in exchange for resources. One of them, for example, asks for 35 redstones, and another one asks for 20 books. And I think that before recruiting new citizens, it could be a good idea to give work to those I already have. So I spoke with Adeline, and she congratulated me on building a tavern, and I realized that my citizens are starting to get hungry. It's true that I haven't fed them yet, but now I'm gonna ask Myler to build a town hall once I have collected all the necessary materials. And my 3 other citizens are starting to ask for professions because they're getting bored. But before building the profession buildings, I really think I should build a town hall. Actually, I did well collecting all the resources earlier. All I need is a campfire. I'll drop off all of the resources and let's go for another time lapse. I have some terrible news to tell you. I was on my way getting a shovel to terraform when suddenly a group of pillagers arrived. Myler was building and they appeared right on top of him. It's terrifying. Poor Myler was surrounded by 4 pillagers with crossbows. So he didn't survive, and he wasn't the only victim because Juliana also died. Honestly, it broke my heart, and I fought violently against the pillagers to avenge my 2 citizens. I'm really sad for Miner because I was starting to like him. So I took some time to meditate at the two graves and then it was time to move on. So I appointed Kyler as the new builder. I find it horrible to say, but Kyler was complaining about not having a job and now he has one. One man's misfortune is another man's gain. So what does the town hall look like? From the outside it looks nice and I'm curious to see the inside. There's a main room with a chest that then opens up to a second room that houses the town hall block. And there's a ladder that allows me to climb to the top of the tower and have a very nice view of the surroundings. And also of a new group of villagers over there. This is not going well at all. I'm too afraid they will come back and kill the population. And isn't Kyler sleeping with Ren and Aidalan sleeping alone next room? But now let's get some sleep before there's another disaster. I'm gonna get rid of the villagers that are roaming around the city. And there are two more down there. Just go away from my city. And while going through the different buildings, I saw some walls. Corner wall, gate, segment, tower. And what does the gate look like? So this is the level 1 gate. It looks a bit like a fence. And same for the wall, it's clearly a fence. And I have enough resources to build one. However, I don't have what it takes to surround my entire colony with walls. I'm gonna need way too many stacks of wood to build such a wall. And it's only level 1. I'm going to need a wall around the city, but I think it's a good idea to start by building a forester's hut. So I'm going to light up my entire city center with torches for now. Now let's remove the weeds from the central square and try a little pattern for the ground. Let's add some dirt and path around here, and that's it for the dirt path. It looks good and I'm quite happy with it. I'm definitely going to run out of gravel here, so let's go back to the cave where I should be able to find some. And I hope my villagers won't get killed. I will use torches to get all the gravel that I need. This gravel should allow me to make a huge part of the ground. I need steps so I can get to the town hall, and I wonder what it will look like to put wood there. Oh no, they're back again! Are you kidding me? They always come in groups of 4. They're not so strong but enough to kill my villagers. I'm wondering if building a wall would be enough to defend my city. In any case, I like the central square. It's a bit muddy, which is exactly what I was looking for. And I see here that I have a surprise guest joining me. Hello, traveling merchant. Tell me, what is it you have for sale? Well, very cheap things that cost a lot of money. Well, as usual. Anyway, I'll let you visit the colony and meet the citizens. And if you want, you can go to the tavern. It's all wet and good, but I like to continue expanding my colony, and buildings cost a lot of wood. Fortunately, in the basic buildings, it's possible to build a forester's hut here. And that's great because I currently have 3 citizens who are just waiting to work. And here is the craft to make the forester's hut. I just hope it doesn't take too much wood to build it, because right now I don't have many resources. I'm a little bit informed about the hut, and the forester can only go and collect wood within a radius of 150 blocks from the hut. I think the best idea is to go and get the hut here on the hill. Besides, I don't even know if it's possible to build a building outside the village boundaries. In my opinion, if my colony has borders, it is not for nothing. And the closest location to the forest here is none other than the corner here of the border. I'm gonna preview its final appearance at level 5 so that I can put it inside the boundary. I really like its appearance at level 5. I've also noticed that the roof is black and not red like the other buildings I've built so far. Maybe since it is a resource building that is not intended to be inside the city, but rather out of the way. In any case, I can still push it a little on the right, and the location is perfect. And now I have to do now is ask Kyler to build it for me. In terms of materials, it is simple. Overall, I don't need anything except dirt. Well, go ahead and build the building. Since the sun is setting, I think the construction will start tomorrow. Oh no, he still decided to go in the middle of the night? Well, I think he will turn back soon. What was I saying? It's night. Well, he went all by himself to build the building over there. I just hope he doesn't get attacked. So, in terms of resources, I already have everything I need. I only need to give him 3 logs. Well, looks like he has a problem. Well, he doesn't have a shovel. I really don't have any more logs. I'll have to cut down a tree to get logs. While I'm at it, I will take the opportunity to craft more shovels and I'll give them to Kyler right away. 3 logs and 14 fences for you. In the meantime, I'm going to harvest my fields once more. It will give me a nice stock of food so that I can feed my villagers, because I can't forget to feed them. Well, my food chest is starting to fill up nicely. While it's still building, I'm thinking of planting trees all around here to make a forest. I think that from a roleplay perspective, it is nicer to have a forest close to a forester's hut, so that he won't have to go far to get wood, and it will be more productive. But I see there are caves here, and I hope he doesn't venture too close to them. Otherwise, he might run into monsters and die, and I don't want that. Well, Kyler congratulates me on the construction of this building. He suggests to plant trees all around the hut to make sure he has all the tools he needs to work. And it looks like my new forester is arriving, and the poor guy complains about not having an axe. I'll give him 5 right away so that he will be quiet for a time, and he's still not happy. What is it you need now? He needs a hoe. Same, I will give him several at once. Well, you should have everything you need to work now. Perfect, he goes straight to go cutting down the first trees. And I'm curious to see if he will replant the tree. And he replanted it. Excellent. It means he's going to maintain the forest as it cuts it down. To me, it means no need to go back after him to replant trees. And oh no, he's getting attacked by a zombie. And he's only got half his health left. It's too dangerous around here. I'm going to close all the openings that lead to the cave here. It's really important to me that it can work safely. And by the way, I don't even know how he's going to cut down this tree. So now if I look at the forester's hut interface, I can give him several instructions, like to replant the trees, but it's already activated, or only cut the trees within a certain area. Next, here is a list of everything he's replanting. Okay, I quickly light up the area around here, and I will let him work while I head back to the village. So let's see who is in the tavern now. There's Adeline, who is already complaining about not having a job, and she advises me to build a farm so I can feed my citizens. And I also talked to Ren, who gave me a quest in which I have to place 16 torches so that I can light up my colony and make it less vulnerable to monsters. So I'm going to place a few of them around the buildings. She's very happy and rewards me by giving me something, but I don't know what she gave me because my inventory is a mess. And now here is Weasley, who offers me a new quest in which I have to kill 10 zombies. My citizens don't feel safe and would like me to do some cleaning. But before, I'm going to kill this skeleton who is attacking Weasley. Whoa, I had another close call. What is nice is that the skeleton gave me a bag when it died, and it contains sacred scrolls of regeneration that I can give to my citizens. Well, that's good to know. I'm not kidding about security anymore. I'm gonna place torches everywhere. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna kill 10 zombies to be able to complete the quest, and 1 out of 2. The caves are huge. There are a lot of creepers and spiders, but I'm having trouble finding any zombies. But I'm thinking about it. I could wait until nightfall to kill them directly outside. So the sun is setting, and there you have it. Yes, I know I don't have my shield, and it makes 6 zombies, 7, 8, 9, and here is the 10. I'm done with zombies. I can go to bed, and then I will tell Weasley I finished my zombie quest. I am a little disappointed. The reward was a leather armor. Now, to make a farm, I will need the associated block that can be crafted this way. And the question is where to build it. Let's see what the building looks like, still in its final version of course, so that I can place it properly. It's huge and I love the style. There is a large warehouse on the left, and on my right a windmill with a field, and I decided where I will place the farm. It will be here on the edge of the colony, and I will explain why. Here I have the main square of the city with my first buildings located around it. In front I would like to make a street that will allow me to get here, and there an entrance gate. Basically this boundary here, invisible so far, will distinguish everything that is city on this side and everything that is about resources on the other side. Now I imagine a path here that goes on the left to reach the forester's hut, and another one here on the right so that I can walk next to the wall. It could even go directly to the farm, and I'll add some fields later. I think of buildings developing on different levels to create relief. It would be nice in terms of decoration. And out there I'm thinking of a castle, but I'm clearly not there yet. It's more of a late game, I think, but I'm already thinking about it so that I can place my buildings correctly right away. And look at this place. The construction site barriers are falling apart. Indeed, I'm gonna have to fill all that in. Okay, let's fill it. I will give Kyler the resources in it, and there we go for a brand new time lapse. Enjoy watching. And here is the 5th building of the colony. I can see that it is at level 1, because for now the warehouse is made of planks and the mill doesn't look very good, but the layout is still nice, especially with this nice scarecrow, which wasn't hard to craft. I just needed a hay bale with some leather, so Idling took on the role of farmer for the colony, and while talking to her she asked me to plant fields so that she could work. Luckily for her, I have enough to make a field with onions, garlic, wheat seeds and potatoes. This whole thing is crazy. Since when do I have to work instead of my citizens? Honestly, I've seen it all. In the farm interface, I see that there is only one field here that can be used. I guess it is this field here. So how do I interact with it? This scarecrow looks suspicious. Yep, I could click on it. So the field is spread over 5 blocks all over it, and then I can choose seeds on the left. I have a whole bunch of vegetables here that I can choose from, and let's start with wheat. So an icon has appeared above Adeline's head. It seems to be working, and she's asking me for some hoes to work with, which I will happily give her, and she doesn't seem to want to work. Maybe I have to be the one to plant the wheat. And what happens if I give her seeds? Nothing at all. I get it, I'm planting. Adeline, look at this work. I planted everything for you. You better get to work once I grow some wheat to test. It seems she doesn't want to work, even with the wheat matured, and I don't really know why for now. I'll wait and see if she gets to work later. And now I can't wait to talk to Weasley to tell him that I built the farm, and he just congratulated me on building the farm. And while I'm passing by, I'm curious. He has already harvested more than 5 stacks. This is going to change my life. I now have 2 possible quests. On the one hand, I am asked to build a watchtower to protect the population, and on the other hand, Kyler suggests that I build a mine. And since I only have 1 unemployed person left, I'm gonna choose to build a mine first. And it looks like Adeline has gotten to work. That's good. Let's now do the mine operation, construction tool, a pickaxe, some planks, and it should be perfect. And from a roleplay perspective, I think it is nice to place the mine over here at the rocky area. That way I will have my 3 resources buildings over there, which makes sense to me. Level 1 and build, and once again the materials are pretty basic to get. This time I mainly need cobblestone, and it shouldn't take too long to get all. So, how does this mine look? Honestly, it took Kyler almost 1 hour to build it. It was longer than I thought. Anyway, let's go visit this. My new miner is wearing a mask, and it looks like she also has a problem. So what's wrong with you? Oh, she doesn't have a pickaxe. And I have one for you. It is already a good start. And I also took the opportunity to talk to Kyler, who gave me some ladders and explained to me that my miner will first dig to a certain layer before creating horizontal gallery. Well, I hope she will find interesting resources like iron, and I will give her a lot of pickaxes just in case. And now in the mine interface, I can choose the blocks to fill the holes. Cobblestone is perfect. And then she's going to go down to layer -100, so basically up to bedrock. And there's also a tab where I can assign a god. I'll see about that later. And that's it for the mine. I'll let you get to work. Don't hesitate to tell me if you need anything. And I'm gonna place some torches all around my new buildings. Oh no, are you kidding me? She died just as she started to work. Looks like the crossbow is enchanted and I'm out of shields. Come on. Well, welcome to Naomi in this very secure mine. And here is your colleague's little inheritance. Don't ask me where she went, she just quit. Don't worry. And by the way, it's really dark down here. Here are some torches to light things up. And I'm already happy with the 3 resources buildings on my right and the city center here on my left, as well as the citizens walking around. And it might be a good idea to sort through my chests a little. I'm gonna place some barrels here next to my tent. A first barrel of wood, a second one of stone and gravel, a third with dirt and other resources, a fourth with my few riches, another one with monsters resources, and the last one with the rest. I can't believe it, I already have 8 pillagers banners, and it looks like I'm gonna get another one. And I forgot to bring a shield, but I don't have time to make one. They're gonna assassinate Adeline. Come and fight me. And the chief got killed by his buddies. There you go. And another one. I swear I'm going to make a room in a building with all the banners I gathered. Who knows, maybe it will discourage them from attacking me. And then after talking to all my villagers, the same speech comes back. They don't feel safe. In other words, they would like gods to protect them. As the great leader that I am, I'm gonna start by checking if everything's fine for my citizens. I am told that I have reached my limit of 4 citizens, and now I will have to expand my colony in order to increase my population. And how is Adeline doing this morning? Wait, she's not working? And like Kyler, she's complaining that there is no god. But that's not a big deal. I'll fix that today, and I'm glad to see that she has harvested some resources. And finally, how is Naomi doing? Is she still alive? Yes, and she's going deeper and deeper. She'll have to think about lighting around her, and she has already gotten some resources, including iron. I'm happy because I have all the basic resources that are being produced. And while talking with Kyler, he actually offered me a quest in which I have to build a god tower. And from what he tells me, to craft the associated block I need a bow. So here are a bow and some planks, and I will take the opportunity to build the housing block as well. This is what the house looks like on level 5, and I'm thinking of placing it right next to the tavern. There is a small passage here that is attached to the house, and I think placing it between the 2 buildings will be fine. I can see that the buildings are close one to another because the building site is basically on the roof of the tavern. And while Kyler terraforms, I'm gonna look at the materials needed: campfire, coarse dirt, cobblestone panel, slab and stairs. A cobblestone panel, that's new, and apparently I can get it thanks to my architect's cutter. It's been a while since I used that one. What else? A crafting table, a furnace, above all wood in forms of stairs, logs and planks. But that's not a problem since Weasley did a very good job. By the way, I thought of naming this place Miller's Square because he died building it. I think it is a good idea since a square should have a name. And what have you done, Weasley? What's that? A floating tray? You'd better clean that up. And I have all the necessary resources except the cobblestone panels, so I have to start by choosing a panel, then place a cobblestone, and there I have it, a cobblestone panel, and there you have it, Kyler, all the required resources. And while he builds the house, I'm gonna go exploring a bit. Actually, I found a camp on the map on the north of the city, and I wonder what it is. And I would really like to find saddles so I can ride horses. For that, there are 2 solutions: either I get lucky by opening chests, or I'll have to go to the nether. That promises to be interesting in any case. Looks like a new child has just been born, and I am curious to know who the parents are. I can't wait to get back to the city to see that. And so I discreetly approach the camp, and I can see red banners with black skulls. I think I'm not welcome, but it doesn't seem very crowded to me. Well, barbarians have just appeared. They got armors and everything, but there are a lot of them. But fortunately, they're not very strong. Yes, follow me into the cave. Oh, and there's some loot. Oh, and there's one shooting at me right now. Did I kill them all, or are some of them left? Oh no, there's some new ones who appeared, and that's the boss. And you're done. Some other barbarians just appeared, and there is a new chief barbarian. So I think I'm gonna have to get the loot quickly. Wow, there is a lot of stuff, including ornaments that I will grab. Actually, the spawners are inside the tents here, and as there are 4 tents, I think 4 barbarians appear each time. Oh no, it's a real invasion, and I would still like to get the loot quickly, but I have a real army in front of me. Okay, I've got pretty much everything I wanted. I will just swim back to both of them, and it looks like I lost them. Good. Oh, and the house is waiting for me when I get back. Is it me, or is the new baby Ainsley? She grew up very fast. She became an adult in 10 minutes. Maybe she was born like that. Who knows? So tell me, who are your parents? Oh well, we don't know. Well, I'll do my little investigation later. So let's see what this house looks like. First of all, there's some real work here in terms of decoration. I like it. If I get inside, I have a spacious ground floor with a nice fireplace, a nice table and all the necessary equipment, and upstairs there is a bed. Looks like a house for one person. Oh, and there is a second door here which leads to the future passage. And if I click on the residence block, I see that it is indeed Ainsley who lives here, and I have no further information for the moment. And for memory, it was Weasley who wanted me to build a house. And I just spoke to Weasley, and he didn't want me to build one house. Actually, he wanted me to build 4. Wait, I wasn't ready for that. It means I currently have 3 houses missing, but where am I going to put them? It's quite a lot of work to build all these buildings at once, and I think a good idea is to hire a second builder. And that's good since I have an unemployed citizens here who is just waiting to work. But wait, I heard some noises I don't like at all. Oh yes indeed. Why are they attacking me? And they're back again. Well, one of them just died in front of me, and I will do the same with the others. Okay, you there, don't move. Perfect, there you go. And I'm proud that today nobody died during the raid. And where was I? Yes, I had to build another builder's hut and 3 houses, which makes 4 buildings. Well, I'm going to need a lot of wood. And why did Weasley strip all my wood? I hope you will stop doing that, because I don't need that much stripped wood. Oh, and there is a new merchant, and the more I look at him, the more I think he has a very nice lead. Well, close your eyes, it won't take long, and that's it. I now have a very nice lead, and I did well visiting Naomi, who just stopped working for a bit. She needs resources to build galleries within the mine, and here are all the resources you need. Building for buildings means thinking of how to organize my city. It is gonna make a big change. And by the way, I don't even have a helmet. My armor is just falling apart. I fought a lot today. Oh no, it's raining, they're not working. I just sat down for a bit and was thinking of the layout. And first of all, I want to close Miller's Square by surrounding it with buildings. The left side is already closed off by the town hall, and the south the tavern and a house. On the north, I only have a builder's hut, so I'm gonna add another house. And I'm thinking of placing it here next to the builder's hut, and I don't want any residual space here. And all is left is to create a limit on the east side. I really liked the idea of having the entrance of the city right here, which could create a street that would go straight up there, so that the travelers would arrive directly in Miller's Square. That being said, I'm gonna build a new house with a different orientation, and just below it another builder's hut. I will build the variation of the hut which has a square on the back, so that we can look at the lake. And what is great is that the building is an angle, which is great to close the square and create a path that could go down to the lake. And the the third house fits perfectly with the builder's hut, and I'm thinking of placing the fourth house on the back of the first house, and that for two reasons. First, the landscape here is higher than Miner Square, which will allow me to build buildings higher, which will make the city very nice looking, and the idea is to have two rows of buildings, and the second one would be oriented towards the resources buildings. And below would be a street, and next to the street a large wall to close off the city on the south. The wall would end up here roughly and would leave some space to walk outside of the city. So I think I will place it here behind the existing house, and I can then add a street that can climb up to the house and not be too stiff. And what is nice is that it creates some space here to add buildings. So everything is ready and now it is time to build. I checked and I have all the resources, so now let's start a huge time lapse, because there's a lot of work to do. It will transform the city. Kyler, come here. When the construction of the two houses was finished, the time-lapse was completely interrupted by the arrival of pirates. They arrived from the north by boat. I see one on the center there and another one further west. If they had arrived a little later, I would have had guards to protect the city, so I will have to manage the situation myself. Here you go, I got him. And more are coming. I think I'm gonna have to destroy the ship to stop the invasion. I think they're appearing next to the ship. Leave my citizens in peace. And here I am on board. There's a lever, and if I press it, well, I don't know what it does. And there's a chest here full of treasures. Well, it's not so good, but I understand because the pirates were weak. And I think I managed to defend them against the pirates. And I think the ship should stay a few more days. But what is nice is that the invasion is over, as well as the two houses. Honestly, it's already a very nice place with a lot of buildings around it. I'm not gonna visit the new houses, and this builder's hut variant is bright new. I like the door in the corner here, which opens into a large room with a chest and, well, the famous builder's hut block. Here there is a kind of warehouse and another one with barrels. It's perfect. Go to bed, everyone. And a new child has just been born. Oh, he's so cute. It's Aiden and he wants a cookie. Looks like he's sleeping. Well, he's woken up. Welcome to the colony. And it's time for me to talk to Ainsley again, who wants me to build guard towers. Not only am I going to build 2 guard towers, but I will also take the opportunity to build the walls. And let me show you the main gate of the city. It's already quite impressive even though it's level 1. The idea is that I built here the 2 guard towers I was asked to build, and in between I decided to build a wall gate. I don't know whether the guard towers were designed to be placed within a wall, so I made some tests and it should work at higher levels. The idea is to have a gate like this at level 5 with towers on both sides that look like this. It is exactly the main entrance I wanted to get. And here on the left I have some newcomers once again, and right there is one of my first soldiers who is asking me for a sword. I will craft several at once and it looks like he's gonna use them. That's perfect, and honestly Aiden did extremely well. He has 62 health points, and what is great is that he could have handled the 4 pillagers without my help. Honestly, it is great to have 2 soldiers here who would be able to defend the city. Unfortunately, there was another attack during the time-lapse, and Adeline didn't survive, so Dyer replaces her, and if I'm not mistaken, the gods live within their towers, so they don't need space within the houses, which means I have 2 more citizens. Of course I will have to expand the walls on the left and the right, but I don't have enough resources for now. I'd like to start this day by finishing Mailer Square. The idea is to extend the pattern I made on the ground here. The pattern is made of coarse dirt and path, and it reaches the houses on this side. And I will take the opportunity to remove all the grass, and that's it for the path and the street here that leads to the door. Now I need more coarse dirt, and for that some gravel. I found a cave on the south of Bovidum, and I think there's gravel and iron inside. I still use a lot of coarse dirt for the path and floors of the houses, and a vein of 8 iron won't hurt. I will also take the coal, I don't have that much left. Great, another vein of iron, and that's it for this little mining strip. I don't need any more for the moment, and all is left is to replace the grass blocks with coarse dirt. And I hope I will have enough blocks. In the end, 1 stack was enough. So I have to complete my defense quest, and Margot is in her house. She thanks me on the behalf of the entire colony for building the guard towers and offers me a block of iron. I will take the iron. You can see that it's raining outside because the tavern is packed. And Naomi offers me a quest in which I have to build a restaurant for the colony. The idea is that thanks to the restaurant, the inhabitants will be able to feed themselves, and I won't have to feed them manually anymore. Speaking of numbers, I don't even know how many inhabitants I have. So let's see, my colony has 10 inhabitants without including me, 2 builders, a farmer and forester, 2 soldiers, a miner, and 3 unemployed people. And by the way, on the right are all the statistics of my colony, so let's give work to the 3 unemployed people. I have some space here to the right of the entrance, but I think there's a much more interesting building that could be built instead of a restaurant, and the other issue is that the restaurant is actually huge, at least in this version, because there's another one with a more reasonable size. I hesitated a lot between the 2 versions, and I found the first one is too big compared to my other buildings. In addition to that, the second one has a nice roof. My idea was to add another house here to create a group of 4 buildings, and I'm thinking of placing the restaurant here on the left next to the tavern so that it is close to the town hall as well. It could be placed up there, and I'm thinking of extending the wall a little bit to do it properly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's it. I've placed 6 straight wall segments. At least I can see the position of the walls here. However, it will require a lot of materials. Oh no, I'm being attacked! But now I have soldiers defending the colony. Before dealing with the barbarians, I will finish placing the restaurant, and I think this place is good. And what was I saying? They took care of the barbarians, and it looks great. Overall, the resources are the same, except that this time I will have with extra shingles and a roof with different shapes. If Dyer has done a good job, I should already have all the widths. Not bad, and I will have to craft some hay bales, and I'll need a couple of widths, roofing materials with some oak planks, support, Perfect. And let's now do the same thing but for corner roofs this time. Oh, and there is a problem. What is going on? Oh, and Daya is sick. She asks me to either build a hospital to treat her or to give her a carrot and a potato to cure. I'm going for the potato plus carrot version because I don't have a hospital yet. Oh, and she's healing. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go and inspect Naomi's work. She's collecting the cobblestone for me and I'm really starting to need a lot of it. 3 stacks won't be enough to build the walls. And what about the mine? It's getting deeper and deeper. I can see that she made good use of all the materials I gave her. She's currently digging at this level, and apparently there's no plans to develop it further for the moment. The first gallery has just appeared, and I see these little signs indicating which level I'm at. And I will also have to assign her a god to protect her against the dangers. And Zane just told me that he's sick too. I hope the epidemic doesn't spread. And for the restaurant, I have all the resources I need, and still I will probably have to rearrange the buildings by importance. Indeed, in the town hall I have 6 segments of walls waiting to be built, so I put the restaurant back in first position. If Kyler wants to build it, at least because it doesn't look good either. I gave him carrots and potatoes and he seems to be doing better. And now he's hoped to build the restaurant. Perfect. As a reward for it, you will have a very good meal to eat. And what a magnificent restaurant. And I see there's already someone inside, who is none other than Zane, the new cook. Let's take a quick tour of the owner. Here there is a really nice kitchen with the restaurant block, and there a large oven, and opposite to the kitchen there are tables, and I have a feeling they won't remain empty for long. And Zane asks me to add dishes to the menu. Well, let's look at the restaurant interface. Here I have a list of the available fuels, including coal, and there I have the list of dishes that can be cooked. And what just happened? Ansley died while building the wall. Oh my god, what the hell is this mess? She dug so deep for the foundation that she ended up in the middle of the cavern I filled in, and I think she got blown up by a creeper. Oh, that's so sad. I'm gonna fill it quickly before there's another accident. There you go, I think the new builder will be safe. And I see that I already have my miner and my lumberjack who are starving. I was planning on giving them cooked potatoes and bread, but it seems like really poor quality food. The dishes in orange here are from the MineColonies mod, and it seems they make the citizens way much happier. For now, I made a menu made of carrots and apples. The issue is that regular food not coming from MineColonies mode is 4 times less nutritious. So I will look for a dish that can be easily cooked. What seems very good is cow's milk. From it I can make some bottles of milk, and then I can use the bottles to craft yogurt. And even better, honestly it looks like pretty good food to me. There are a lot of cows around Bobidon, which will allow me to make a stock even before having a cow breeder. However, for the bottles I will need glass and therefore sand, and I don't have any. That's not too much of a problem. There is a lot of sand available southwest of the city. I'm gonna get some there, and I now have 3 stacks of sand, which should be more than enough. And to craft the bottles I need a lot of glass and a little bit of wood. 5 times 4 makes 20. And can I fill them directly from the cows? Yes, it works. I love it. It is so satisfying. I won't even need a breeder. And here I am with large bottles of milk, and with just 1 bottle of milk I can make a yogurt. I think it is by far the most cost effective. I used up all my my bottles to make yogurt, and I got back my bottles after crafting the yogurt. Does it mean I can do it over and over again? And I hope my citizens like these products. I've completely changed the menu, and they will get cheese and yogurt. Oh, and look who is in the kitchen. You must be hungry. I've given my builders time to finish up the walls, and it's starting to look great. The line between the inside and the outside of the city is much clearer, and the wall isn't finished yet. And I will have to extend it on the right here until I reach the lake. And I'm getting attacked while talking about the walls. Not so bad actually. Oh no, my wall is located on the south, it's useless. I think I will build the wall on the other side once I have an idea of the size of my city. I spot the barbarian camp there, looks like there are 3, and I'm asking my 2 soldiers to follow me to defend the colony and attack the barbarians. But they have time to sneak up to Miner Square, already 2 dead, and the 3rd shouldn't last long. Great guys, well done, we got the little victory sound. It was really quick, and I'm gonna ask them to patrol again. And now I see a new quest that appeared in my journal, and it's offered by Kyler. The name is Bob and Wendy, a very curious name. And where is Kyler? Looks like he's in his room. He congratulates me for everything I've built so far, and asks me to upgrade my builder's huts to level 2, so that I can upgrade all my other buildings. It sounds very tempting. I wanna know what my buildings will look like, but before there is a building I absolutely have to build. The block is crafted with a chest, and it's a storage warehouse. In the warehouse I will be able to store a lot of resources, and to move the resources I will need some couriers. Don't think I'm gonna move everything by myself. On the contrary, the couriers will be able to directly find the resources among my various buildings, and on the other end they will be able to find the resources among the warehouse and bring them to my builders. And the warehouse at level 1 allows for 2 couriers, so let's build 2 houses. To me, the warehouse should have a strategic location next to the buildings over there that produce resources, and all the citizens inside the city that will use the resources. Which is why I think the location here next to the gate is a perfect location. And this is what the warehouse looks like, and I'm glad I have space because this building is huge. And looking at the shape of the building, I like the idea of placing it here because it will create a small square here at the entrance as well as 2 streets. And look at the size of this warehouse construction site. It's huge. As for the resources, there is no problem. All I need is wood, and I have that. On the other end, I will need a lot of dirt to level the ground, and all I have left to do is to place the 2 delivery huts next to the warehouse. Let's put one here in the space that is left, and the other one next to the existing house. The delivery house has 2 variations, and I'm gonna build the first one in front of the restaurant. The second one is L-shaped, and I think I will build it next to the existing house, which will make a street that goes there to the east. And to build these huts, all I need again is wood. That's good news because I'm a little bit short of stone at the moment. I think you're starting to know the drill, and it is high time to start a new time lapse. And I will maybe redo some walls, I don't know yet, but in any case, enjoy the time lapse.
Under the trees, I found a box of black pearls. I couldn't believe that it could change our known world. Under the stars, one night I opened it up, and your voice came pouring out like gold, as silent as a whisper in the wind.
And what a time lapse. The city is starting to look imposing. As you enter, you can see on the right the warehouse that has been built. If I go inside, there are a lot of racks, and there are delivery people going back and forth inside, delivering the resources. And the resources are sorted between the different racks. There are already quite a few resources inside. And while I'm visiting, I'm curious to see the two new houses of Bobidom. The first one is here with a fairly brief ground floor and an upper floor that I can't access. And if I now go to see the second hut, it is made up of two buildings, one of which is large and has a chest in particular, and it's when I have this view here that I'm happy to play with the elevation gain. Honestly, it gives an impression of density and it's very pretty to me. Oh, and looks like someone has a new quest for me. It tells me about an item that could be very useful to me. I'm curious to know what it's for, and to be able to use it I have to connect it to the 10 hall, and that's done. So from what I understand, the clipboard shows all the requests from my citizens. For example, I can see that my gods would like to have some armors, and that Naomi in the mine needs some more resources to craft a gallery. And with these delivery guys, my life will be easier. And I also took the opportunity to add some walls here on the right of the door. My idea will probably be to extend it to the lake, and I wonder whether the barbarians can actually swim, because in that case it would be less protective. And for the future, I think I will extend Bobidom up there on the hill. And as I speak to you, I am on my 125th day. It goes quickly because I sleep every night, and I'm very happy with what Bobidom looks like today. My citizens can now produce resources and move them by themselves, and a large part of the basic buildings are already built. A busy day ahead and being attacked right from the start. I can see them from the wall, which will be useful for once, even if it doesn't go all the way. Once again, I don't think it's a big threat. Barbarians have entered Bobidom, and where are the soldiers? Come back and fight! There's an archer shooting at us. Perfect, they violently protected Bobidom. The attack was repelled. Before I was attacked, I planned to finish the small path in Bobidom, and that's done for now. The small street passing by the restaurant is done. It goes up here on the hill, and then goes down to the main square. And I also took the opportunity to extend all of that towards the corner hut. And that's it for the layout. By the way, I'm thinking that adding some vegetation around here could be a good way to bring life to the city. Now that the town is autonomous, especially for harvesting resources, I would like to play a little bit to Minecraft. What I mean by that is that I would like to improve my stuff. And anyway, as I plan to upgrade all my buildings to level 2, I have to give my citizens time to get the resources needed. And before setting off to explore, I'm gonna put some tools in my warehouse so that my citizens don't lack anything. For my part, I'm gonna make myself some iron armor, as well as a pickaxe and a brand new iron sword. Okay, let's go, let's leave Bobidom on its own. My soldiers protect the city. From what I remember, there was a village north of the barbarians camp, and I will use the opportunity to visit the barbarians as well. Well, I stole a crossbow from them, and there you go. And there's only one left. Was a small bow while I stole his crossbow. That's it for the barbarians, and I find myself facing a village. These people seem a lot less clever than mine, and they clearly have a passion for emerald as well as food. And unfortunately, there's nothing else of interest in this village. And in the distance, I spot a second village in the savannah, and in this one they're passionate about seeds and saplings. Hello there, what do we have to sell? Bread? Great, thank you. Goodbye. At least I found some melon, it's better than nothing. And I will take the books as well. And the last chance is the tanner. No way, a saddle. I'm so lucky. There's even a horse I can steal. Come on, let yourself go. Everything will be fine. And that's it, we're best friends forever. Here you go, take this saddle. Now you're free. You can come and live with us to Bobidom. And I'm quite happy about this village visit. I now have a horse that will come with me to a huge crater located even further north, and now I have to find ores and diamonds, and for that I will have to mine. I'm pretty sure that by upgrading my buildings to level 2, I will have to start providing iron to my inhabitants, and I really don't have much of it. And isn't it a barbarian camp I see over there? Let's attack them. Bottles of enchanting, let's take them. I will take the scrolls as well. Come on, let me plunder you. Now I have to eat because I lost several hearts, and I think I've pissed off the boss, and they have even multiplied. And what is great is that I can deal them mass damage since they're a lot. And there's only the boss left now, and my horse is gone way up there. What is it doing there? I think I'll go and get him later, because I see there's a beautiful cave that is very interesting. And I'm gonna go down with a water bucket, and here I am on the first level of the cave. I see a creeper with emeralds, and above all it keeps going down. And is it me, or has the creeper a backpack? I've definitely seen everything. It's crowded around here. I'll take the gold and lapis for enchanting. Iron is always useful, and even more iron. It doesn't stop and it suits me just fine. And I see the first deep slates. I'm getting closer to the diamonds, and here I am in a huge cavern at level -13. And I just found a new cavern filled with monsters. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Now the good news is that there are diamonds here. Help! And let's go back. First diamond of the exploration. And even if I get shot, I have to get a diamond. And now we're talking. That makes me 8 diamonds. Not bad. Oh, and there's a mine shaft at level -35 with cave spiders. Okay, I spot the spawner ahead of me. Let's destroy it. And there you go. Thread is gone. So is there any diamond around here? And yes. And it was a magnificent vein of 5 diamonds. And look at that. There are diamonds everywhere. Another huge vein that brings me to 27 diamonds. Now I can make a whole stuff. 28, 29, 33, 34, 38. And that's it. I think I have gathered all the diamonds around me. I can now return to the surface. And here I am in the open air again. So, where is my horse? Still next to the barbarians camp? That's perfect. Come on, let's go back to Bovidum. Here I am back to Bovidum, that's nice. Come on everyone to bed. And it makes me half a stack of gold, almost a stack of iron, and more importantly 39 diamonds. Which makes me a magnificent outfit. At least I will stand out from the citizens of Bovidum. And I see that Naomi is continuing to expand the mine. It's perfect, she has collected a lot of cobblestone. And it's time to move on to the next quest. Nehemia suggests that I upgrade my builder's huts to level 2 so that I can take my colony to the next level. And to upgrade my builder's huts, the resources needed are quite the same as before, but this time there's framed paper extra that will allow me to make the walls, I guess, and many other blocks such as polished andesite, white wool, stone, glass pane and gravel. Actually, I'm very curious to know how the building will be upgraded. The thing is that the building at level 2 is a little bigger than the building at level 1, so I wonder if he's gonna have to break down the existing building, and I will also start the upgrade of the other builder's hut. And for that I will need a lot of paper that I can craft with sugarcane. And as you can see, I've already planned for this because I've planted many sugarcanes by the lake, which allows me to have almost 8 stacks of paper, which will make me a lot of paper blocks. In the end, crafting these blocks is quite easy. Honestly, when I see the amount of resources needed only to upgrade one building to level 2, I'm thinking that upgrading all the city will be crazy. Really, it's gonna take forever. I hope the other buildings will be easier to upgrade. I need gravel, some polished diorite, polished granite, polished andesite, sandstone, cut sandstones, with and without pattern, glass and windows of course, some racks, torches, wool, and I even need grass. And I'm not even talking about birch logs, and of course all the other wood and stone materials I've already collected. And now let's upgrade the building, and I can easily see the difference between a level 1 building and a level 2 building. Level 2 means way more stones and half timbering that appeared, and that's cool because it looks a little richer, and I'm curious to go inside and see what it looks like. And now it's even possible to go down to a basement, where there are stored resources, and here are all the blocks I collected to upgrade the building. That's for the basic version. Now let's go and see the variant. Now the three buildings are connected to each other. There's an arch here that I can go through to reach a courtyard. On the left is a small roof with a chest. Now the windows are made of glass. And finally on the side, the shelter has become a room. And I can even go down. It's much bigger than the other one. And I can also see all the special blocks I had to collect. When I see the difference between level 1 and level 2, I wonder what will the buildings look like at level 5. As you can see, there are quite a few citizens walking around with exclamation marks above their heads. I can see that 3 new quests appeared. Zane suggests that I upgrade my houses, since each new level will allow me to welcome a new citizen. And finally, Kyler explains to me that he lost his glasses yesterday and he would like me to find them for him. Okay, I will start with that. The craft is pretty simple and he gave them back to me. I'm gonna put them on. So far I can't see much with the glasses. I think I need to launch some upgrades to see something. And I'm looking so good. And I just talked with Aiden. Not only does he want me to upgrade my god towers to level 2, but he also wants me to build 3 more, making a total of 5. That's a lot. I get the impression that he is a little paranoid. Apart from that, when I look at the list of resources needed to upgrade the other buildings, it's much more easier than for the builders' huts. Okay, I know what the glasses are for. It allows me to see what the buildings look like once they're upgraded. But to do that, I still have to upgrade the buildings. To be honest, even though I only need basic resources, I'm still gonna need thousands of them. I'm setting myself a challenge. I'm gonna try to upgrade as many buildings as possible in order to make an incredible time lapse. Now let me sleep with my citizens and I'll see you later. This was, I think, the biggest time-lapse of this series so far. Finally, I motivated myself to improve all the buildings except for the tavern. Actually, all the buildings have 5 levels except for it. At level 2, the tavern has a really nice red roof, but I prefer to wait until all the other buildings have the same roof, so that they look the same. And the rain gives kind of a dramatic side of bovidom, but I'm still curious to go and visit the interiors of the buildings. On the right of the town hall, I have a basement that has appeared, and it looks like it's a prison. And inside, the main room has clearly been enlarged. Then the restaurant has also been improved. I can see that there is a stable on the left here, so the building takes up a little more space. and inside it's simply bigger than before. Not much has changed, I must say, and now the wall has been upgraded to level 2 and looks way better than before. I can't even see the barbarians invasion. I also improved the entrance of the walls. It is now a 3x3 door, which is bigger than the 1x2 door I had before. It's also nicer to go through, and the two guard towers are identical. It looks like I have some small connection issues, unfortunately, between the towers and the wall. I think it will resolve at higher levels, and it has an additional floor, and the warehouse has become very big. The ground floor itself hasn't changed much, but the upper floors are so big now. Inside there is a first room here with some storage, and a second room there with an office. It's impressive to see how much more elaborate the buildings are at level 2. Speaking of which, let's go see the house. It now has a small space on the right, allowing me to enter from the side. The ground floor is also more elaborate than before, and I'm curious to go and see upstairs. And there is a double bed for 2 citizens. The delivery houses have also been enlarged. I think delivery men will be able to carry 3 stacks at level 2. And now that the warehouse is at level 2, I can assign 4 delivery men. That's great because it will help me to smooth out exchanges of resources. I've spent thousands of days upgrading all the buildings to level 2, and I can tell it tended to slow down the process. That's it for the buildings inside the city. Now let's have a look outside. The forester's hut has been upgraded to level 2. I don't really know what difference it makes, but now my forester can have iron tools. But for that I need iron, of course. For the farm, a warehouse has appeared here on the right, and now that the farm is at level 2, I can have 2 fields, which will allow me to add potatoes alongside the wheat. And finally the mine, which has grown great in regard to the building, and it looks like Naomi doesn't work. Once again, she needs resources to build galleries. I've already given her a lot of resources, but that's understandable because she goes deeper and deeper in the ground. And if I'm not mistaken, now that the mine is at level 2, she can dig down to layer 16. Honestly, my biggest problem when upgrading buildings was the stone. I must say I had a lot of wood and paper, but I didn't have enough stone. And that's for a good reason, because the miner spends a lot of time building galleries and doesn't spend that much time collecting stone. And now Bovidom will continue to develop with my new 4 unemployed citizens, and the new guards will be independent with their own beds in the guard towers, which will allow me to have 4 new professions. I'm very curious about my new quests. There are 2, a first one by Gary and another one by Yelia, and Gary was the first one I found. What does he have to say? He suggests that I build 3 guard towers to level 2 again, to have a total of 5 soldiers, and I have to strategically place them in my colony. But before, I wanna know what the second quest is about. And Yulia is having a drink in the tavern. She suggests that I upgrade all my residencies to level 2. And the next quest just appeared above Nehemiah's head. He is sure that my feet hurt from going back and forth manually to meet my citizens' needs. According to him, I can automate everything with a warehouse and delivery man. And once again, it's already done. But it reminds me that I also have to build new deliveries man huts. I'll put that on the list for today. And the next quest is called Knowledge. It is given by Kyler, and I hope that this time I haven't done it yet. He addresses me as Your Excellency. He doesn't mean to be disrespectful, but now that I have delivery man and a warehouse, I should be interested in automating crafting. There are buildings for that, but to build them I will have to make some researches, and for that I need to build a university with books. Unfortunately, I'm out of leather right now, and sadly I think I will have to slaughter some of my fellow creatures. But first I will still try to preserve the species. There you have it. And now I can take care of one of them. Damn, I didn't get any leather. I found a few more cows, and I've gathered 11 stacks for 3 leathers. That's enough to craft 3 books and build a university. So the question now is, what does the university look like? And now that I have the building tool in hand, I can see that the boundaries have been enlarged thanks to the improvement of the town hall. Education, university, there I go. At level 1 it looks like this, and above it it has a black roof. And I can't wait to see what it looks at level 5, given the size at level 1. It's huge! Seriously? And I'm curious to know why at level 5, there are 3 doors that lead to nowhere. I googled the question and found an answer. Apparently there is a huge library that can be built and connected to the university. And I can see that there is a door on the top and another one on the bottom. I guess it connects with the doors I just saw. It is so big I have trouble imagining the actual size. But now I will have to choose where to put it. I remember I said I wanted to build a castle here at the very top of the hill. The problem is that the castle is a variation of the town hall, and since it's already built on level 2, I won't be able to build another one. So instead of the castle, why not building a university on top of the hill? I just hope that the boundaries of my colonies will be big enough, and in any case, since I have to build 3 more guard towers, I can increase the size easily. And I think I will put an entrance gate over there and build a little path that will go down to the square, and of course build more buildings around. Now I will have to think a little bit about where exactly to put the building, and there you have the university. But wait, it's starting to rain. The main door is located there, and both sides of the cloisters will be closed. And there in the back, there will be a huge library with the shape of a church. Normally the church is supposed to face east, but the problem is if I do that, the door will be above the void and it's not very practical. So it will be the other way around, which will allow the entrance to be roughly where I am now, allowing me to build another staircase and will be facing the city. The only problem is that I will have to dig the upper part here and raise the lower part. On the other hand, finding the university block that is buried down there is not going to be easy at all. I will have to dig to find it and we'll start on top of the hill. Looks like it didn't take long, and look at what I need to build it. 1000 blocks of dirt? Are you kidding me? Actually that's fine, I have it in stock. The 300 cobblestone blocks are going to be a bigger problem. A lot of wood, and finally cobblestone extra shingles. Actually they're really easy to craft, they're only made of cobblestone. So I'm gonna need a lot of cobblestone and dirt, and I'm gonna fill this nasty hole before Kyler falls in it. Oh no, Gary got killed by a pillager. And where is he? Where are my soldiers? He just died right there in the middle of the city. He got killed behind the wall. Those pillagers are really annoying, and there's bound to be someone to take his place. And once more I get attacked by barbarians, who are coming from the woods this time. I see that there are 4 of them, and they had no trouble getting inside both of them. What is this all about? Did they get in through the door? Is it open? I don't know, but it doesn't matter, I will take care of it. Well, the defense is not optimal yet. At least please keep the door closed. So if I come back to resources, I will need to make the cobblestone roofs here, but since I don't want to get the cobblestones by hand anymore, I'm gonna try to create a quarry. Normally when I go to the mine block, I can hire workers. Let's put the pickaxe that is almost broken, and I searched for a while and I didn't find the quarry in my architectural style. Apparently it only exists in the MineColonies basic style. So let's select it, infrastructure, mineshaft, and there you have it, simple quarry. The quarry is a one chunk hole that will be digged straight down to get as much material as possible. It doesn't look nice, but I really need to get cobblestone. So let's put it next to my mine, and it requires almost no resources to build. The only problem is that I'm gonna need spruce planks, and I don't have much of that myself. Luckily, the other day, I found a spruce tree on the very top of the map, and when I say it was on the very top, I mean it. I traveled 2000 blocks before finding the nearest forest. So let's collect some logs so that I can give them to Weasley. And that's perfect, it's ready now, and it's well protected by barriers. That way my citizens shouldn't fall. But I have a problem. I cannot hire 2 miners to work in the quarry and the mine. When I go to the mine interface, I have the same problem. Honestly, that's very annoying, and I think the only solution is to build a new mine. That way I will be able to hire a new miner. Always more construction. And I will craft the cobblestone roofs. I need 79 angled roofs and 486 flat roofs. And I don't have enough space here to build a new mine between the existing mine and the farm, so I'll have to place it there next to the quarrier. And here we go for a new build. And it looks like a new raid has just started. And this time I'm outside of the city ready to welcome the barbarians. And I'm not alone, Armando is already there. 1 down, only 3 to go, only 1 to go already, it's going fast. And that's it, Armando is very efficient. So let's get back to my activities. I directly upgraded a new mine to level 2. That way it looks like the other buildings around it. I chose the variant so that I can have different styles of buildings. In this version, the basement is basically the same as the first mine, except this time there is a crane above it. And here I now have Lee that is collecting a lot of cobblestone. And now that it is no longer a problem, I will be able to craft the cobblestone stairs and slabs missing. That way I can build the university. And let's go for a brand new time lapse. I hope I will be able to upgrade the university to level 2 directly. That way it will be at the same level as the other buildings.
You told me why you were afraid to be with me all of eternity. We need to uncomplicate. I'll never hold you back, so you can cross that off, that off. I don't delude myself, I know you have needs. But baby, don't expect me to be like every other one. I won't give up. Never force you to stay the same. I won't give you someone to blame. In the freedom of loving, we can grow together. Never force you to stay the same. You listen close. I love you the most. It is a promise that I will never break. When you need to uncomplicate, I'll never hold you back, so you can cross that off, that off. I don't delude myself, I know you have needs. But baby, don't expect me to be like every other one. I won't give up. Never force you to stay the same. I won't give you someone to blame.
And what is great is that in the meantime, Lee continues to dig deeper and deeper. There are 2 brand new gap towers. The left one is the same as the other I already built. And here on the right is a completely new design. This will allow my soldiers to be next to my resources buildings there. which is nice for defending. On this side, however, I will have to create a path. The idea is that it will connect to the path that is leading to the restaurant, and then we'll go up to the university right there. But first I'm gonna talk to Kyler to complete one of my quests. He congratulates me on building the university so that I can increase my technology. I will also be able to recruit several researchers, and I also made progress to the quests in which I have to build 5 guard towers. I will have to decide where to place the last one later. And the third quest is coming up and will be given by Fallon. She tells me that now that the university is built, I need to take an interest in the health of my inhabitants. So I need a hospital where I can recruit doctors. However, I need to do a research before so I can build it. Let's head off to visit the university. And this flying land is pretty ugly, but I prefer to leave it like this for now, because when I will improve the building, its size will increase. And I prefer to terraform only once. So, what does this huge building look like? I can already see the flag flying. So I have 3 buildings here. A first one on the left here with a library inside, another one on the right here with benches and a table inside, and if I go back in the main courtyard, there's also a small pond, and finally there's a last building with Carly inside. So how does it work? If I click on the block, and here I have the researches that are grouped according to civilian, combat and technology. If I start with civilian, there's a huge amount of researches to do, and from what I can see, for each research there is a cost. For example, kin allows me to build a library, and to do that I need at least 3 levels of residencies, and I will have to pay 3 books. And what interests me first is stamina, which costs a carrot. It allows me to unlock the hospital, and by clicking on it the research starts automatically because I have the resources in stock, and I can do a lot more researches, such as increasing my citizens' health, unlocking the cemetery with remembrance, or unlocking the school with higher learning. The combat tree is also very large, with 5 main categories, including researches to improve the durability of my armors, avoidance that allows my soldiers to have shields, and also tactic training. Last but not least, technology is the biggest tree available. I can unlock the blacksmith with eating iron, hot the foundry, or even woodwork the Syria. The university is only at level 1, and there are still framed paper extra. That's surprising, and the reason why I couldn't upgrade it is very simple. It is very expensive. In particular, I need 719 cobblestone. It is more than 10 stacks. So I'm gonna wait a little while fully to collect a lot of cobblestone. And today I have a lot of requests for resources from my citizens, and satisfying them is a priority to me, because otherwise they won't produce anything. There is Dyer, who wants to get a brand new stone hoe. Lee will like some cobblestone with wood frames, and I will give her some torches as well. And finally Naomi will like some building resources. There you go, I delivered everything you asked for, and it's getting deeper and deeper here, and it looks like my first research has just finished. Let's head to the university, and my stamina research is done. I will be able to build new types of buildings to make my life easier. For example, a blacksmith could craft all the tools my citizens need. A woodmill could craft stairs and slabs from planks, which would save me a lot of time. I need an anvil to research heating iron, and to get the woodmill I need planks. But I also require foresters' huts totaling at least 3 levels. There I have 2 choices. Either I upgrade my buildings to level 3, or I can build another forester's hut. And I think the best is to build this hut so that I can get more wood. I placed the new forester's hut next to the existing one, and it requires almost no resources. Let's start building it, and then let's craft an anvil and start the research. And speaking of research, I think it might be very interesting to talk to Fallon to tell her the good news. She is in her room, and she asks me to build a hospital to level 1, and the hospital block only requires a carrot, and it looks like the forester's hut is already built. Welcome to Lila, my new lumberjack, to whom I'm gonna give axes, and I think that replanting a few trees is a good idea, because the forest might be too small. And now that I am getting a good stock of cobblestone, I will ask Kyler to upgrade the university to level 2. It will take some time and I would prefer it to run in the background. It is essential because it will allow me to do the researches 2 by 2. Oh my god, I need so many resources. And I'm being attacked. I can see 6 of them on the map going out from the ship. And I've asked Armando and Aidin to follow me because we need to defend the city against the pirates. And they're arriving from the university side. And there is a first one here shooting at us. Let's attack another one on the left and everyone is fighting. And I see 3 more pirates over there and it looks like the ship is way bigger than before. We need to defend both of them. I hope my soldiers can swim. Oh no, one of the pirates got through and the captain is wearing an armor and is fighting against my soldiers. What an attack by the pirates. And pillagers are still here. They're coordinated. It's unbelievable. Let's go, soldiers, defend your king. And there are new pirates again. And that's it, we successfully defended the city. And I'm curious to see what's inside the ship. This time it wasn't a small attack. It's pretty well decorated inside. The sails are quite detailed. And what do I have in the captain's cabin? I'm curious. I'm gonna get the wither skeleton skull. Who knows, it might be useful. And in the chest there are some treasures. And the big question is, what is inside the ship? At the back there are 5 barrels containing wood, pumpkin seeds and flint, wheat, a lot of fish and even shards. Not that bad. On the other side there are 6 black beds. And in the front there are other barrels, more fish and sugar, a lot of coal, glass bottles and even seaweeds. That's a lot of resources, a lot of gunpowder and finally a chest with a lot of treasures. Emeralds, diamonds, glowstone. And what is also good is that my research is now done and I can start researching the woodwork. I've got a 64 planks and I still need some more resources for the university, including 2 stacks of andesite, and unfortunately my miner didn't collect many. I also need to craft some bookshelves, campfires, rails. I need flower pots and some clay. I will have to get them from the bottom of the sea. There you go, I found some. And I'm gonna take the opportunity to kill some squids because I need ink. Let's craft a grey bed and my research for the wood mill has just finished, so I unlocked it. Now I need to find white and orange tulips and I can't see any around me. I will have to find some, it's not gonna be easy. I think I'm gonna have to ride my horse and look around. I have real trouble finding them. I think I won't have a choice and go and search for a flower forest biome. And I'm face to face with a village. Isn't there a flower forest around here, please? The answer is no, I will have to keep looking. It's so hard to find. Oh, and there's a huge ruined nether portal there. Nothing interesting in the chest, but at least 2 blocks of gold. I think I can see tulips over there, and it's a whole field of tulips. Perfect, let's grab some. Red, orange, pink, white. What a pleasure. I had to travel 2000 blocks to get the tulips. That's fine, that way I could explore. And now let's go back to the city. Home sweet home. And that's it for the last resources. I will give them directly to Kyler so that he can finish building the university. And for the next research I will need some stone bricks. And here we go. While Kyler upgrades the university, I will look for places for my next buildings. But first I will need a new residence block. And let's craft the blacksmith hut and also the wood mill. And I'm thinking of placing it here next to the water because there's a water wheel. Sounds logic to me. Later I would like to add a dock and maybe a fishing hut. And to place the building right, I am paying attention to the wall because I would like it to reach the lake and then go straight to the hill over there. The idea is to protect the city from pirates' invasions that could probably come from the lake, and that way the wood mill is not that far from the forester's huts. Let's start building it. And now that my research is over, I can start a new one, and I wanna unlock the school. And the blacksmith is a huge building. I think I will place it right in front of the university. university and leave enough space here to make a staircase, and let's build it. And I think I will place my residence next to the university as well, so that I can create an angled street, and the angle would be right in front of the residence. Let's build it too. I think that will be enough for today. There is still the university under construction and 3 more buildings to build. I will also have to grade them to level 2, so I think it will make a nice time lapse once again. And to build the blacksmith on level 1 I mainly need wood, and I think at level 2 I will need wood with a little bit of stone. And finally, next to the lake is the sawmill, which requires wood once again. There's not even stone. Wood is exactly what I have in abundance. And let's go for a brand new time lapse.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up all our friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance on our own. We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone. Making plans so fast we go, worried as when no one knows just how we want it. Going left, going right, doesn't matter tonight, just how we want it. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance on our own. We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone.
The city is definitely starting to grow. It's really nice to have all these buildings, and it looks so nice to have buildings on top of the hill. I really like it. I feel surrounded by buildings. So let us see what's been built. First of all, the blacksmith is absolutely huge. It took a lot longer to build than expected. If I get inside, there is a workshop with the blacksmith block, and the new blacksmith is none other than Jason. And what is great is that I should be able to teach recipes so that the blacksmith can craft tools. And how does it work? Okay, let's start with the tools. I tried to make a staircase and it didn't work. It would have been surprising anyway. I've already added 5 different tools crafts, and this will change my life, because my citizens use a lot of cobblestone tools. I guess it is also possible to craft iron tools, but I don't have enough iron yet. And I also guess you can craft iron armors as well. And look who's leaving! She came to get Jason's first order. It's an axe and he crafted it. That's cool, let's now visit the house. There are 2 doors. The one on the left is the storage room, and the one on the right must be his house. It's quite cozy inside. It's nicely decorated. Oh, and in the back there's a ladder, which allows me to access a new floor, which is a storage room. And there is a brand new residence. I won't visit it, but what is great is that new citizens have joined the city. And finally, on top of the hill is the university at level 2. It is much bigger than before. floor. And I like the black roof. Here a brand new kitchen with a nice floor. The study room has been moved to another location. Here is another room, and what is interesting there is that there is an opening to be able to build the library later on, and I can't wait to build it. And having the university on level 2 allows me to unlock a lot of researches. For example, with this one I can double the size of my city, and I can also increase the speed at which my citizens break blocks, as well as the speed at which they build. I think this will make a big difference. And what is great is that I can see the shape of the future path. Obviously I will have to finish building the walls there, and then I could also add other buildings. Now let's visit the sawmill. I think I need to improve this path. It is also on level 2 with some wood in front, and here on the first floor there is a workshop. So let's see if I can teach him all the crafts using wood. I've already had fun with quite a few resources, and I can even add 10 more if I want. Oh, and I can also automate the crafts of the architect's cutter. I can even teach him framed paper crafts. Same here, I have added 5 crafts that I think will be useful. I think I don't realize how revolutionary it is. I spent so much time crafting everything, and what better way to start this new day than by choosing new researches to do. Besides, I've got 2 researchers here who are waiting to work, and I have plenty of work to give them. I want to start with the hot research to unlock the smeltery, and the smeltery will allow me to unlock the research to increase my citizens' block break speed. And the other research I want to do is ability, that allows my citizens to place blocks faster, and I am already thinking about improving my city to level 3. And being able to place blocks faster isn't such a bad idea. My only problem is that researches cost a lot of iron, and I don't have much of it left. Honestly, I feel quite poor. I have 1 iron ore, 11 iron ingots, and 9 raw iron. At the moment, I don't really see a way to produce more because the miner isn't that efficient. So I think I'm gonna have to keep collecting it by hand myself. And if I wanna get a lot of it fast, I should give myself means to succeed. By that I mean getting a Fortune 3 diamond pickaxe. So I need obsidian and nether. That way I can make an enchanting table because I have a lot of paper and quite a few diamonds as well. And what is nice is that I am a level 38. Of course in the long run I could get a co-breeder to get leather, but for now I'm just gonna kill a few of them. Oh, and there is the lava. That's great because I have to collect some. 1, 2 and 3 lava buckets, and it looks like I found another way to get leather, especially with this horse looking like a cow. The resemblance was obvious, and I closed my eyes once more. And there I found another one, and a horse as well, and I'm next to a village that has a lot of cows in the surrounding area, and this portal is pretty handy. Looks like I found the obsidian I was looking for, and I will get some wool from the ships as well. Perfect, I've got 45 leathers. It will be perfect to make some books. And here I craft a bunch of books, which allows me to craft 15 bookshelves, as well as an enchantment table. And I think I will set it up right here. And now all I have to do is to look for the Fortune 3 enchantment. And it has been quick. I only had to do 2 resets. And let's pray for an incredible pickaxe, Fortune 3 and efficiency 4, I'm not complaining. And it would be nice to get them breaking as well. Perfect, I'm breaking 3. And I'm missing a few levels. I will probably get them through mining. And there I am at the mountain peaks. They're not that far from Bovidom, and that's when I'm happy that I have Fortune 3, because I broke 4 blocks and got 9 irons. It goes so fast. I already have half a stack, and these mountain biomes are amazing. There is iron everywhere, and I found emeralds too. And there you have it, almost 6 stacks of iron and still more emeralds. And let's now go back to Bovidom. And there you have it, I have everything I need, lava and iron. And while I'm passing by the forge, I think it could be great to teach Jason some armor recipes. And he's skilled enough to learn iron recipes. I will find it out soon enough. And great, it works. My gods will be so happy. Oh gosh, and it looks like he's sick. It means I have to build a hospital. And let's go with the research I was talking about. And this one costs 64 iron ingots. That's a lot, but I have what it takes. And I already cured my 3rd citizen. And I even see that Lee is waiting in her house. She tells me that she's finished her quarry. How is it even possible? Let me see. Indeed, it looks like she reached the bottom. It's actually tiny. I thought it would be much bigger than that. It means I'm gonna have to make a new one. But my colony is gonna be a real cheese if I start making holes everywhere. Actually, I have a lot of cobblestone in stock. And now that I am rich, I can give a stack of iron directly to Jason. And while the research is going on, I would like to improve the fortification of Bovidom, and in particular this famous wall that I always talk about. I'm gonna start by increasing this wall a little, and then start another one there 5 blocks lower. And once again my time-lapse was interrupted by barbarians. They're coming from the east and I'm curious to know how they're gonna get inside the city. There's a wall now, and as I speak they've been decimated by my soldiers. And apparently Armando isn't able to attack this archer. Come on, I will give him a hand before he gets killed. Oh damn, he died. How dare you? Well, after all, did I really want to keep a soldier who wasn't able to kill an archer located 1 block away? I don't know, but in any case it will quickly be replaced by a new baby. And what is great is that barbarians won't be able to penetrate into the city anymore. This new wall is quite impressive, and this wall is really high. My idea is probably to have a tower around here, and there I would like to build a port that would be accessible thanks to this new gate, and I have already designed a new path that allows me to access Miller Square, and I have finished all the new buildings up to this tower. I just wanted to extend the wall up to the hill that makes a natural defense. By the way, by adding a path here to the main gate, it will allow me to create a street. So let's immediately draw the path that leads to the gate, and here is the work for this new street. And what I like about it is that it creates a space there, here on the left between the wall, the hill and the house. There I could build a new building, and I'm thinking I should also plant some trees. And the view coming from the east is pretty nice, and to tell you the truth, later on I would like to build a huge building up on the hill there. As you can see, Bovidom is now protected to the south and the east. Obviously there are still many walls to build, but I'm waiting a bit before choosing where to put them. And the thing is, it requires a lot of cobblestone, and it reduced my stock a bit. Lee absolutely has to work in a new quarry, and to craft the block for this I'm gonna have to use a diamond pickaxe. This is the moment when I double check I haven't used the Fortune 3 pickaxe. Oh wow, the size is just monumental. It's in the base MineColonies architectural style. Unfortunately it doesn't exist in my style, but this will work fine. There you go, the construction has started. It's really huge, look at that. And on the other end, regarding the resources, I'm on a different level. It's way more than for the little quarry. I need chains, 2 blocks of iron, grindstone, and finally I need quite a few spruce trees, and for that no problem because I've got saplings. And that's it for the wood resources, and I still need a lot of stone blocks. Okay, now I'm gonna talk to Dior. This quest has been in progress for a very long time. I'm very happy to validate this quest with Dior. And now I think I'm gonna talk with Dior. She congratulates me, and I now have new quests that just appeared. What about Naomi? She tells me my defenses are quite good, but it would be even better to build a barrack. Within it, it's possible to accommodate up to 20 guards, enough for a large army of 25 soldiers, counting my existing guard towers. But I will have to wait a bit because I have to make some research before, And the second new quest is given by Ethan. He tells me 2 zombies are spreading terror in the nearby forest and he needs my help to get rid of them. Of course I accept, it sounds easy, but before leaving I'll have to prepare the location of the future hospital. I'm thinking that placing it here in the center of the city is quite a good idea. It also allows me to close the street that goes up to the university and creates another street that goes down to the city square. In terms of resources, it doesn't cost too much. Now let's find 2 zombies in the cave. Is it me or is there a spawner there? It looks incredible to me. A zombie spawner, that's perfect. And what is in the chest? A saddle, a name tag, my first zombie, and a pickup upgrade for my backpack. And what about the second chest? 2 more name tags, gunpowder and other resources. There you go, that's perfect. And where is Ethan? I can't find him. He's sleeping in the forest. The guards are always well hidden. So let's make the quest to unlock the barracks. It was pretty easy to find, it's the first quest. I need 3 iron blocks. Luckily I have a good stock of them now. And let's make another research to help my citizens learn more recipes. And I will make a 3rd builder's hut. Since I like to upgrade both of them to level 3, having an extra builder would not hurt. Because there are a couple of buildings. And I think I will place it next to the restaurant here, so that it makes a corner for the street. This is what the building looks like on level 3, and I can't wait to have red roofs all over my colony, but in the meantime I will have to make it with wood. I'm also waiting for the research to finish before building the barracks, but in the meantime I have enough work to start a new time-lapse. Let's go! The city is transformed. I finally designed the new path. All that is missing is a staircase there that goes up to the university. I'm waiting before at level 3 it will get even larger. I'm waiting for the entrance to be at its final spot. If I go back there, a small square is taking shape, and the path goes down to the door over there. Door that is leading directly to the resources buildings. And Lee is talking against a wall. Looks like she doesn't have a shovel, but it's solved. And here is the brand new Bovidum quarry, and the scale is way larger than before. I really like it, it's impressive. This will give me a good stock of stone in the end. Come on, good luck to you, Lee. And it's when I turn around to go back to Bovidum that I realize that a lot of ground has been covered. In particular, here on the right, the new builder's hut, and in front, the new hospital that has been built. By the way, there's a problem with the banners. They're supposed to be blue, such as the ones at the university. university, and inside there are already sick people waiting, including a child. Actually, I don't even have a doctor. That's annoying. Another reason to upgrade my buildings to level 3. Kylo is sick and has just arrived too. It's definitely an epidemic. Okay, I just got the 3 resources needed to treat the inhabitants, and there are now 3 of them. It's spreading. Here you go, take these plants. And finally, little Quora. There you go, now I have to complete the quest. I'm gonna complete it with Russell. He's reassured now that there is a hospital in Bovidom. At least he can be sick in peace. And he just gave me some resources to cure some more patients. And I see that Ethan has a new quest for me as well. He wants me to build a sawmill because I'm using plenty of wood. He will be surprised to learn that I've already built it to level 2. And he told me he has finished teaching me everything he knows. And now I think it would be very nice to build a barracks to get a real army. Today my goal is simple. Upgrade Bovidom to level 3. And to do that I'm gonna need a lot of resources. This upgrade will be useful to many buildings, especially to my warehouse, which is already full. I'm not kidding, all of my racks are full. As far as I can see, I have more than 3,000 potatoes, and I also have thousands of oak logs, and I also have other building resources such as andesite, diorite and sandstone. As for stones, I still have a few left, and I am counting on my miner to produce some. After all, I didn't build this huge quarry for nothing. And of course, the first buildings I'm gonna have to upgrade are the builders' huts. I still remember that to get them to level 2 I needed unusual resources, so I'm curious to know what it takes to get them to level 3. From what I can see, I need wool in almost every color: orange, blue, red, black, brown. I'm not gonna get bored. Then I need quite a little bit of wood, but I have everything I need. Same for the cobblestone and the windows. The main difference of level 3 buildings are their roof. These bricks will allow me to make orange and red roofs. This is gonna make a revolution in the architectural style. But on the other end, I'm gonna need a lot of clay. So where can I find an excellent biome to get clay? Let's look for one later. For now, I'm at level 30, which allows me to make some other enchantments, such as Unbreaking 3. And I don't think I have an anvil yet. So let's put the pickaxe in the enchanted book. And for 3 levels, I get Fortune 3, Efficiency 4 and Unbreaking 3. This is quite a nice pickaxe. And I think I should make a little trip to the nether, which I haven't done yet. So let's grab clay. Come on, let me gather clay in peace. And there is another one here, and that's it for the clay. I already have quite a nice stock, and I have not even broken a shovel yet. I forgot how quickly it is to get bricks. So let's make my very first brick variations and mix red and yellow dye to create orange dye, so that I can make orange bricks this time. Now I'm gonna transform them into tiles, and rather than doing it myself, I'm gonna ask my citizen to do it. Let's not forget that I can teach him architectural recipes, and now he knows the recipes for orange and red tiles. And when it comes to dyes, I'm doing pretty well. I have 9 different colors, which should be enough to make all the wools I need. And I'm glad I recently got some wool. Thanks to that, I should be able to improve the builder's hut. And I'm curious what is needed for the variation. Of course, the variation is more complex than the regular one. Blue wool, bricks, rags, red wool. And I also see jungle wood and acacia logs. And nether resources, I don't have any of those at the moment. I need soul sand, netherrack and so on from the nether. So I guess I'm gonna go for a little walk in the nether after 400 days. While I am at it, I'm also gonna look for the other special resources needed for my other buildings, so that I don't have to go back to the nether several times. For the town hall, the only unusual item is a bell. I'll have to get one of those in the village. I won't have any problem upgrading the tavern, except for mossy stones, but I can gather vines. The restaurant is improving without any problem. Same for the delivery huts, and the warehouse scares me a little. I need paper, stone, wool, usual stuff actually. As for the walls, upgrading to level 3 doesn't cost that much, and the same goes for the city gates. But I'm gonna have to create a new gate, and to craft them I'm gonna need a mechanic, which itself requires a research at the university. So I'm not gonna upgrade the gates to level 3 right away. Same here for the sawmill, it's very easy upgrade. Same for the guard towers, and I don't think the resources buildings are a problem either. Aside from 2 carved pumpkins, I don't see any problem, and still it's not such a difficulty. The mine requires coal and iron, but I have some, and the hospital requires a lot of cobblestone. Some iron blocks for the blacksmith, but I already have some. And finally, last but not least, the university, which requires some tulips. Most of the remaining resources come from stone or wood, so no issue. I will just have to wait a little for my miners to do their work. And I'll start by taking care of the savanna and jungle wood, as well as the bell. Getting jungle wood was quite quick. I will also collect some vines. I can see a village, I hope there is a bell, and that's it, perfect. A magnificent bell, and it seems to me that there is a savanna to the west of Bobbiram. Indeed, it is exactly what I thought. I already have some blocks needed here from the nether, but I still need soul sand and red bricks. And off I go to the nether. So let's get nether bricks and soul sand. I spotted a fortress to the northeast of my position. That's perfect, I just have to go there, and I completely forgot to make some gold equipment. There you go, luckily I had a block of gold on me, and I will get some quartz as well. And here I am in the fortress. First step, nether bricks, and while I'm here I might also take a look around, and here I am facing a blaze spawner. I like to avoid dying. This will allow me to get blaze roads, which will be useful. Oh, and look who's there, a wither skeleton, and I found a second one, and they are super easy to kill. And it looks like I found my first chest in the fortress. What's inside? I took the armor, I can give it to my horse. And there you have a second chest with iron armor this time. A third chest with a third armor. And a fourth one with a diamond armor, of course. And here are some nether watts and soul sand, perfect. And it suits me just fine, I'm gonna go back to Bobbiram. I have everything I need to upgrade all my buildings to level 3. And I also have blaze rods to make potions. I'm happy. In the meantime, I have quite a few bricks that I've continued to cook, and I can still go back to the nether later on to upgrade my stuff. Normally, I have gathered everything that was complicated to upgrade my buildings. As for the rest, I only need wood and stone. I already have a lot of them and my villagers will continue to collect them. I hope you're ready for this new huge time-lapse. It's gonna be the biggest of the series so far. I can't wait to see all the red roofs over the city. I think it's gonna be several hours of work for me. I can't recognize the city. The third age is really different from the previous ones. Everything has been improved, and I finally created the stairs in front of the university. Now it is much more easy to go up. And the university is much bigger than before. Thanks to the quarry, gathering all of these resources was quite easy. And as you can see, my researchers currently have a problem. Every time I talk with them, they tell me they will like new meals in the restaurant. Looks like at level 3 they have expensive tastes. Actually, it's quite normal, and I can't wait to build the library there. This will make the building much prettier, but this will have to wait a little. First, let's visit the rest of the city. The houses have one more floor than before. The blacksmith is very impressive. The hospital has been improved as well, and inside Ilian is the new healer. And like the other citizens, he is tired of eating cheese. And now my soldiers can wear iron armors. Luckily, I have a diamond armor so they can recognize me. And the town hall is starting to look great as well. The tower is growing taller. Inside, the layout is very well done. And let's look at the new clothes of my citizens at level 3. I can say it, the city has entered a new age. And some buildings have some new cool features, such as this passage there that allows me to go in a courtyard. The sawmill also has a brand new red roof, and I haven't increased my gates yet. The warehouse is really much bigger than before, and while visiting it I spotted a new thing. A brand new staircase has appeared that allows me to go to the roof. I have a nice view of the surroundings now. The walls and towers have been increased as well, and it's looking impressive. The mill looks good, as well as the 2 mines that were increased. And what a view! And I took the opportunity to make some additional researches. Now my villagers move faster, my city can have 50 inhabitants, and I also did the research to unlock the mechanics hut. To build it, I'm gonna need a redstone block. Luckily, I have plenty of redstone. Let's craft the associated block, and I plan to put it next to the blacksmith. This is the crafting area, and it follows the shape of the street. And while the construction is going on, I would like to start a new research. The next research costs 128 iron ingots. It increases the construction speed by 15%, and it looks like I'm being attacked by pirates. Where is the ship? Come on, let's defend Bovidom. Where are my soldiers? I'm the only one fighting. Come on, Aiden, defend the city. And he pulled a diamond sword. This sword is so powerful. It's great, my soldiers can wear diamond equipments. And just after leaving Bovidom, I find myself alone fighting the pirates. It starts to rain. Okay, I can see it. And here are pirates again. Let's go aboard, and it looks like I killed the last one. There are currently 2 pirates left in Bovidom. They're fighting with my soldiers, and the attack was successfully repelled. Let's gather the treasures now, and the only interesting chest is located at the front. This is my 3rd Wither Skeleton Skull, which means I can summon the Wither if I want. And where is my helmet? I'll have to craft another one once I'm back. Already at level 1, I'm curious to see if it's enough to build a gate. And if I look there, I have the wooden gate that appeared. That's nice, now I'm able to upgrade the doors. Great, the gates look way better than before. It opens and closes when the inhabitants passes through. And I can also click on it to go through. It's official, the city is well improved. And I think I will stop there for today. I survived for more than 500 days now, and the city has evolved from a tent to a prosperous civilization. I've had a great time so far. I hope you had a good one too. If you enjoyed the series, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.